sorry it's been a while. We're back with the Elantra. As you can see, it's taken some time, but I've been rebuilding my garage by hand. That's why the mods have been going pretty slow. Should be back to normal pretty soon. So today we're doing the N Performance Alcantara / Suede steering wheel, direct from Korea. We bought this from 6 Element. Obviously we'll have our code on there, but there's a couple other vendors that can do it. It is an OEM part. You can buy this from dealers in Korea, and they said they're coming to the US with like their performance brand parts. So anyways, but right now we have to go through vendors. So 6 is a good one, Muck Racing, there's a couple other ones. We're gonna install a steering wheel today. We'll show you how to do it. Should be pretty quick and easy. I've actually already done a couple so far. So yeah, let's get to it.
And show around the garage too, because this thing is turning out pretty sick.
Oh, okay. It's not done yet, obviously, for sure. But Patrick's moved out, so I have been doing my garage for a while. I guess the big thing, the exterior has been completely redone. We basically took it down to the bare frame. It's the only thing that remained. I did the electrical. Now we have a 100 amp sub panel in here, just super nice. It's winter here in Michigan. Got the heater cranking. What do we got?
Yeah, this thing is sweet.
66 or something like that.
It pumps out so much heat, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It works pretty, it is quiet too.
Yeah.
And like this is the cheap one as well. Like obviously there's much better ones, so we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of in like at the intermediate phase. Still need to drywall, still need to foam, insulate the ceiling, and then polish the floors. Other cool things too.
Yeah.
Is
show this corner.
Yeah, we actually obviously shit's out of control, but we actually got a I have a bunch of shit in there.
Oh yeah, you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, we got a tire machine and balancer. So this corner will be, we got a full tire machine with like the assist arms and all that stuff. Balancer for Patrick and all my track friends and me as well. I've spent like $500 a year for the last 5 years, 8 years on wheel, tire balances. All the shops have always fucked them up and stuff like that. Like it's always been a huge problem. So anyways, we're just gonna do them in house here. Should be way better. So need room for two cars, 2 miscellaneous cars.
Yeah, interesting.
Not Patrick's. So all right. So let me just run through kind of why. So again, it is just an OEM steering wheel on delivery. You really can't.
Oh, yeah.
You really can't see because of light, but there is a mark and scuff.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay, which is basically in the center of the steering wheel, like the only part that you can actually see when you're driving. So that's super annoying. You can only tell the dealership so much. I told them like, hey, when you get the car, just let me know. Like, don't unwrap it, don't detail it. Like literally, don't touch it. Dealerships are so good at listening, right? They're just super great. So gonna be redoing this. I already have the Alcantara center console. We did that earlier. At some point in time, I'll do the shifter and e-brake and stuff like that. I do love Alcantara. Don't know why. Yeah, so let's get to it. Obviously, we have to take the airbag off. So let's open up the hood, disconnect the battery. There's probably a capacitor or two for the airbag, just in case you actually get into an impact and the 12 volt goes awry or whatever and the alternator stops and all that stuff. So it can last a couple, 30 seconds or something like that after that. So we're gonna unplug the battery, wait 10-15 minutes, and then we'll get to it. Okay, so the next step, you can probably see in the camera there is 2 holes right here. I'll let you know exactly what they are. Kind of feels like a Phillips head or a Torx. But anyways, just so you can get some room to get those, feel free to crank the wheel over. Again, you're not going to have power steering, so it's going to be pretty tough. But yeah, there's one here and one at the bottom. So we got the first one out. It looks like a Phillips head 2. Works basically perfectly. If you got a mag tip one, that's actually what I switched out for. Definitely helps. So anyways, there's 2 of those. And then the next step, somewhat counterintuitive. I actually forgot from the last time I did it. So once you get the 2 Phillips heads out that are in these cavities here, you're actually gonna wanna depress 2 tabs, which kind of release the airbags. And those 2 are in here. Let me know if you can see that. And basically what it feels like, and maybe when we get the wheel off, we'll be able to see it. Take a small flathead, and you want to push downwards on it, whatever angle it is, and it will pop out. See? All right, and then other side. Keep. All right, and then the third one is on the bottom like that. This one I can actually show you. That's pretty easy. Okay, actually I can show you all these. So that's what you're doing basically. You are compressing these pins so that they are in far enough to slide through the mounting holes. So that actually makes some sense then. So yes, you do want to go downwards on it. Now that we have the airbag released, we're going to take these two connectors off. So it looks like you have to depress both sides simultaneously. I'm sure they have a Hyundai tool that's like $1 million that does it. There we go. All right, so yeah, I gotta depress both sides simultaneously. That releases it. Super big pain in the ass, but you can do it with a fingernail and, oh my God. There we go.
Now you have a bomb.
Now we have a bomb.
It's an actual bomb.
It is a bomb. Yeah, these things actually, I mean.
It's a bomb. It's made in a bomb factory.
Yeah, these aren't pies.
Homemade pies sure look good.
Oh, these aren't homemade. They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
So now we're in the nitty gritty of it. Let's go back to centered because it might be a little bit easier to see. If I remember right, when you loosen that, yeah, you can actually see it. It's paint marked with the top. Kind of hard to see. Can you see it? Once we get the nut off, it'll be obvious once we have the nut off.
Yeah.
All right. Use 21 mil. If you're using an impact, use an impact socket. Our dad always bitches about it. And then try a 6-point if you got it. Most impact sockets are 6-point. Probably all of them, honestly, but. So it's effectively impossible to get it wrong. I mean, really, truly. So that part's really nice. If it doesn't come off loosely, just give it a hit on the top of the sides, but it should come off fairly easily. Depress that, and yep, it should go with the wheel. And the wheel's free. So. All right, and then we still have to go and swap all the controls and all that stuff. That stuff actually stays, so the trim controls and all that. Which is kind of nice because the steering wheel itself is pretty sure generic. So it doesn't matter if you have DCT or manual because you end up swapping the trim over anyways. Firstly, it looks like there is a kind of like a mass damper here to add a little bit of extra weight and probably keep down the vibes. So it looks like there are 2 torques. Gonna go with T40. Let's see what we got. Yep, so it's a T40. All right, and then it looks like there's 2 Phillips heads right here. Okay, so swap this guy over. Which it was like this, pretty sure.
A few moments later.
We're good.
Oh.
All right, here we go again. So this is a lot later, a couple weeks later. Anyways, long story short, we were sent the wrong wheel from the Veloster, basically. It is what it is. It was an honest mistake. Customer service was great. They sent me a label and it was like sorted out in like a day. Anyways, now that we're looking at it, everything looks quite a bit more similar. So now that we're here, we're back to where we were. We're gonna start basically removing all the panels and accessories, swapping them over, and then we'll go back to finally reinstall it after 3 weeks. It looks like there's 2 Phillips head screws here, and then 1 on each side. Probably holds just this back cover off. I think this was the moment that we realized we like fucked up last time. So we went to like put this on and it just wasn't there. Or maybe it was here, I don't remember. I think it was like here, we like tried to put it on, it's like, oh, that's different. Hey, that looks better. All right, so kind of skipping steps a little bit, but once you get those Phillips head screws out, it's just held in by plastic clips. The back portion is the plastic portion. So yeah, just give it kind of like an upward force this way. There's like 2 clips here, 2 clips here, so as long as you go like this part first, then this part came off without any issue. So let's try to lift that, and there might be a wire harness. Let's see what we got. Yes, there is. So Looks like there's a wire harness here, and I imagine there's one on the other side for the controls. Just depress and out. Okay, plastic bit. Then obviously we got Phillips head for the buttons here, here and here. I would imagine I should have taken pictures. I've done this for a couple guys that were local. They were DCT cars, so it's same thing. Basically, the process was the same. But yeah, obviously you'll have to deal with the paddles with the DCT cars. Plastic fascia. Okay, there's that. And that. Then I think you were good after that. So I guess just to categorize everything that you had to take off. Front plate, the mass damper here, the rubber isolated damper, the back, 2 buttons, and your would-be DCT paddles if you had the DCT. Okay, so then it's just reassembly. What? What's happening with the camera? It's fucking just spinning around.
I'm learning the gimbal, all right? It's I was pressing buttons and it was a disaster.
I mean, these are all hand stitched, so for the most part, they're not gonna be perfect, I guess. So make sure when you put the plastic cover over, and this is what I did for the couple guys that I did as well, just so this isn't off, make sure you figure out some way to get this down before you put the plastic trim on it. Just makes it a little bit better, like that much, yeah, better. And even honestly, my OEM wheel, like they didn't do that either. Like, I mean, that's just a pretty common thing in general. Much of a method to the madness, but to clip it back, I just had some issues clipping it. I basically just held onto the button, push, held onto the button, push, hold here, push, and it clipped right on. Okay, so before you do the final screwing on of things, which will obviously push everything towards it, again, just double check that you got all the threads and all that stuff still contained. Okay. So anyways, now we're back in the car, putting the steering wheel back on. Not much to say about that. Route the wiring harness for the airbag through the top portion, like this. Okay. And then again, you want to line up the splines. They have marks on it, so it's kind of foolproof a little bit. This is probably like the best one like I've ever seen. Yeah, dude, I mean, it's like impossible to get off. They also have like these things that go through. It's like,
you don't have to show it.
No, I know. With other cars, it's actually like genuinely tough to get it on. But I mean, literally, these go through. So yeah. Anyways, that goes on. Wire harness. And then before you do the airbag, you put in the large nut. It looks like they might have had some red Loctite, but it was also maybe residue from there. Not really sure if you're supposed to Loctite it.
I can
realistically no, but
try to do it.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah,
it's kind of hard. We don't want to like too much on it. Okay. So airbag connections go back on. It's literally impossible to get these mixed up. Ready for like the most satisfying part? Just. It's good. Yeah, and I guess that's the steering wheel install, right? I mean, other than booting the car up, sure, make sure all the buttons and all that stuff work. But otherwise, I mean, that is the steering wheel install, and yeah, it just feels great. Fortunately, we can't drive it. It's still fucking 0 degrees outside, but pretty solid, easy install. It's an OEM part.
All right, cool. I just finished editing the video. Wanted to say thank you for watching. I am super pumped for 2024. I have lots of plans with my 370Z. Will has lots of plans with his Elantra N. It's gonna be a great year. I'll put the coupon code down below for 6 Element, as well as the link for the steering wheel. And I hope you have a good one. See ya.